Welcome to the Jimmy Wheel Factory. Just a product update. We've started shipping our control boxes and our electronic lock with a different configuration to what we had before. So some of the earlier versions would have another cable coming in here for a limit switch that you could use for opening and closing, or telling the machine when it's open and closed, that you could attach to the latch side of the gate. There was some good sense in doing that. We could reduce the number of limit switches, but we've decided to go back to the future to some extent. We've got basically using two limit switches again as standard, one for the open and one for the close. And the idea is that they will plug directly into your control box here, and you would attach them to the bottom rung of your gate down near the hinge post. So what that now means is that these limit switches are wired in individually. Before we had them wired in parallel, so they could actually just send one signal and work for both. But there's some advantages in user experience and also power consumption to actually split them out. So it just makes sense to do that. So because we're doing that now, what we've also decided is instead of having a plug on the end of our cable for our electronic lock, we've decided to just give you a cable on the end and allow you to feed that through and strip the end of the cable, cut it to the length that you want it, strip the end of the cable, and then you're going to have two cores. I'll show you that in a minute with numbers on. With the aid of these two tools, the yellow one I call that a wire stripper, and the red one a multifunction crimper stripper, we can take the end of that cable off, and we can just use the red one if you want, and then we can strip the ends of these two cores off and give you bare wire, and you can twist that and then put it into the screw down terminals that you can see on the left of those two that already have the purple cables going. Purple cables are for your motor. The two on the left are for the lock, if you choose to order one with the lock and use the lock. So what is critically important here is the screw down terminal on the left, as we're looking at it at the moment, that is our positive, and then the one on the right next to the purple is our ground or our negative. So the cable coming out of our electronic lock is numbered. The two cores are numbered, 1 and 2. So 1 equals positive, 2 equals negative. So our 1 will go into that screw down terminal, and our 2 goes into the second screw down terminal. So very simple. If you have any issues, you can always call us. The cable that we send you is about 10 metres in length. In the vast majority of cases, you're not going to need 10 metres of cable for your electronic lock. But there are some 6 metre gates out there, and it's always good to cater for those people. So in your circumstance, you may or may not want to cut the cable to size. I definitely recommend you do that. It'll be tidier, of course, but it'll also mean that you're getting more voltage to your solenoid. We will have less voltage drop going across that cable, which means it will operate more effectively. Now, your control box may look a little bit different to this. The carrier board, right, that's the carrier board, may be orientated differently. It may be, instead of down here, these may be up here. So you just need to be mindful of that. Make sure that you're putting the one in the one that's on the left. It has a positive mark on the board. You may not be able to see it very well in this video, but the one on the left has the positive. So 1 goes into the positive, and then 2 goes into the one next to it. Hope that helps. Thank you.